Good morning, culés. It is UEFA Champions League match day. Barcelona going into the San Siro to take on Inter Milan, looking for all 3 points. I'm not going to say this is a must win, but this is as close as we're going to get at this point in the Champions League group stage. Inter Milan Barcelona match preview and prediction happening here on the Undefeated channel. Good morning to the culés from around the world. If you want to be a part of the conversation while we go over lineups, preview, prediction, and more, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you participate in the chat with your fellow culés. And before we get into any of today's action, let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right, my friends, like I said, today is a big match day for Barcelona. We are taking on Inter Milan in the UEFA Champions League. It's happening today at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are doing a live watch-along, so make sure you come and hang out with us. We'll be live about 15 minutes or so before kickoff. We'll go over the official starting 11. We'll get ourselves amped up, get ready to support the Blaugrana. Again, kickoff at 3 o'clock. If we scroll down, go over some of the insights provided for today's match. We got a list of 5 facts here. First one, Inter Milan have won just 2 of their 14 European matches against Barcelona. A 2-1 win in the Inter-Cities Fairs Cup in January of 1970, and a 3-1 win in the UEFA Champions League in April of 2010. That one comes with some poor memories. We don't need to go back to that. Anyway, number 2 here. Barcelona's 2 away wins against Inter have been separated by 60 years. A 4-2 win in the Fairs Cup in September 1959, and a 2-1 win in the UEFA Champions League in December of 2019. We'll take a look at that match in just a moment. Inter have lost 6 UEFA Champions League matches against Barcelona, their most against a single opponent. Meanwhile, Barcelona have beaten Celtic 8 more times in the competition. Wow. Barcelona have lost 3 of their last 4 away in the Champions League group stages. That's not a good look. As many as in their previous 25 such games. Xavi is only the second manager to lose his first 2 away Champions League matches in charge of Barcelona, along with Louis van Gaal. Not good company there. Last fun fact, Inter have lost their last 2 UEFA Champions League games at the Giuseppe Meazza, 2-0 to Liverpool and Bayern Munich, while only once previously have they suffered 3 consecutive home defeats in European Cup or Champions League, a run between February and September in 2011. So we're trying to double down on that. We're trying to continue that trend of Barcelona dominating Inter, of Inter slipping up at home. We're trying to wipe away Barcelona's recent group stage results leading up to this year. We are all about focusing on getting the 3 points at Milan. Now, we do have some history, as mentioned in some of those fun facts. If we take a look at the last 2 times we played Milan, we go back to October of 2019 when this channel actually just first got started. We started in August of 2019, so this was shortly into the birth of the Undefeated channel. Anyway, I digress. In October of 2019 group stage, a double from Luis Suarez puts us up 2-1. If you scroll down and look at some of the highlights, we dominated this match. 66% possession, 17 shots, 7 of them on target, 90% passing accuracy, a dominant performance at the Camp Nou. However, later in that year, in December, we had to go into the San Siro, and it's a little bit different. Again, a 2-1 victory, but this one's a little bit closer. Carles Perez and Ansu Fati getting the goals for Barca. Romelu Lukaku getting it for Inter. And this is before he went to Chelsea and then back to Inter Milan. So a lot has changed. But if you look at the stats for this one, a little bit closer. 18 shots, 5 on target, but Inter had 18 and 8 themselves. Possession-wise, we of course dominated. Passing accuracy down to 84% though. I know that still seems high, but I'm telling you, it's one of those stats where if you're not 89, 90% for Barcelona, you notice the difference. So, close results, close competition with Inter Milan historically. Will we see the same going up against Inter Milan later today at 3 o'clock p.m.? Again, we will be live just before kickoff. Make sure you tune in, turn on notifications so you know when we are live, come hang out with us, support the Blaugrana, because this is a big one, friends. If you look at the current table, Bayern Munich with 6 points, Barcelona with 3, only above Inter Milan on goal differential. So a draw is not the worst thing in the world. It's not a must win, but it's as close as we're going to get, folks. Okay, if we don't win this one, then it becomes a must win when Inter Milan come to Barcelona in the next round. So we have to be very careful of that, my friends. If we take a look at the squad going into the San Siro, we got Ter Stegen, Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Ousmane Dembele, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kessié, Roberto, Rafinha, Eric, Inaki Peña, Balde, Marquesado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, and Arnau Peñas. It's a strong squad. We are missing some players. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way now. We are missing Memphis. We are missing De Jong. We are missing Koundé. We are missing Araujo. We are missing Bellerin. We were hoping that De Jong would maybe recover in time for this Champions League fixture. Not the case, though. Not the case. So he's unavailable, which means we're going to have to do a little bit of a patchwork in our defense, and then we'll see what that means for our midfield and offense. Let's go ahead and jump in to what will be a starting 11 for Barcelona taking on Inter Milan. Starting in the back, you know it's going to be the trusty Ter Stegen. He's on fire right now. A personal best in La Liga for minutes. Well, how would I say that? For the number of minutes played without conceding a goal. That's how you say those words. Ter Stegen on fire, like I said, back to elite status between the posts. He will be defended by Marcos Alonso on that left-hand side. We saw him get the start against Bayern Munich. I think he will be utilized in Champions League. We didn't see him get any playing time over the weekend. Number of injuries going on right now to our defense. I think we see Marcos Alonso getting the start. And then on the opposite side, we see Balde. Saw him get the start on the right side against Mallorca. Fared pretty well. It's not what you exactly want out of your right back position, but in terms of what we have available and our expectations, Balde is the best we got right now. Unless Xavi changes things up and we see 3 center backs, Piqué, Garcia, Christensen, with either a Balde or Alonso on the left-hand side. We could see that and shift to a more 3-back position. I digress. This is what I think Xavi's going with. Christensen, Garcia as a center-back pairing. Garcia did not play over the weekend. Piqué got the start alongside Christensen, who played outstanding football. So I hope he continues on that trend, gets a start next to Garcia, and I think this defense is going to be good enough to hold it down against Inter. In the midfield 3, Busquets, you know he's going to be there. Pedri didn't get a lot of playing time over the weekend. You know he's going to get the start. And then I think it's going to be Gavi. The young unavailable. Kessié got the start over the weekend. So did Gavi, but he's a youngster. He's ready to go. He's passionate about this Champions League fixture, so I want to see him on the pitch. I want to see what he has to offer going up against Milan. The front 3 giving me a little bit of trouble. Again, Ansu Fati got a start against Mallorca, played about 60-ish minutes. It was good to see him back, but reading into things, I think he got that playing time so that he wouldn't be overutilized in this Inter match. I think Ansu gets some playing time, but doesn't start. I think we see Lewandowski, Dembele, and then Rafinha on that left-hand side. Again, Memphis injured. Ansu Fati not 90 minutes match fit. Ferran Torres has not yet quite stepped up enough to be reliable. For those reasons, I think we get Rafinha, Lewandowski, Dembele. That leaves Jordi Alba, Piqué, Roberto on the bench defensively. Kessié, Casado, Pablo Torre in the midfield. Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati up front. And then, of course, our backup keepers. Going in with a 21-man squad due to the injuries. Not a full 23 like we're used to. So this is my predicted starting 11. Ansu gives me questions. Marcos Alonso gives me questions, I'll say. Those are the 2 areas where I was kind of teeter-tottering back and forth. But this is what I'm going with, folks. So let me know in the comments if you're watching this on replay. And, of course, I will turn to the chat, get the conversation going. What do you think about this starting lineup? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you do differently going into this match against Inter, which, again, not exactly a must win, but we can't lose. We certainly cannot lose. Predictions wise, I think it's going to be a tight match. We're going up against a tough Italian side at home in a match that they certainly are looking at it like they can't lose. They don't want to lose this one and then have to get points at the Camp Nou in the return leg. So I'm going to keep the trend going. I'm going to say 2-1 Barcelona. I'm going to say a double from Lewandowski. And then, we let in some crap goal along the way. So a 2-1 victory for Barcelona, taking on Inter Milan again today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Convert that for your time zone. Come hang out with us. We'll be going live before kickoff. We will go over the released lineups. We'll reiterate predictions. We'll get the energy going because it is match day for Champions League football. Very exciting stuff, my friends. Again, tune back in for that live watch along. We'll see you there. Anyway, let me now turn to the chat, get your thoughts on the lineup, get your reactions and your predictions, and then we'll keep the conversation going, friends. We'll see what else comes up conversationally. Jay Gregor, good morning to you, sir. Zane says good night. You just getting in, maybe. Some of us stay up a little bit later than others. It does happen. Different bedtimes, Sam, how we doing, sir? Says, I think Dembele and Lua will rip Inter apart. Hopefully. Dembele did not have a good run of things going up against the 5 defenders and 4 midfielders of Mallorca. To be expected, a lot of his space was taken away by the number of defenders out on that wing. So, Inter Milan not going to play a 5-back. In fact, if I'm Inter Milan, you probably got to go for the win here. Am I right? You've got the return fixture against Barcelona. Then you have to play, I think, Victoria and then Bayern Munich. So if I'm Inter Milan, I'm thinking I got to get a win at home here. That should open things up for Barcelona a little bit. Get us a couple of goals for Lewandowski. That's what I'm thinking, friends. Charles says, why not Roberto? Balde didn't work out well playing right back against Mallorca. It completely brings down our offense from the right side. Charles, I'm going to push back a little bit and say that's not really Balde's fault. Yes, it is a factor that he prefers his left foot, so he tries to cut in on the left-hand side, that preferred foot. Yes, that does happen. However, it was more Mallorca's defense, their tactical setup, the 5 in the back, the 4 in the midfield, that was deterring the wing play in the attack. So I hear you, but I'll tell you this, Sergio Roberto ain't going to offer you anything else offensively. The lack of pace in particular means he's not going to be able to overlap and get caught up field because he doesn't have the wheels to get back. So Balde at least has that pace, at least has that athleticism, and gives us a little bit something different. Does that inside overlapping run to the left foot. And we'll see. I think we're going to see a different Dembele going up against Inter Milan because it's going to be a different lineup. Telling you. 28 Bottles says, do you think Sergio Roberto might start? I don't. Just talked about that. I don't think he's going to get the start. Will he get some playing time? Maybe. I think we got to get a goal on the board first, though. Simon, how we doing, sir? Says 3-0. Let's go. Easy. I hope so. That would be nice. Clean sheet away to Inter is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Reports are saying no Lukaku, maybe no Lautaro Martinez. If that's the case, I'll be feeling a lot better about a clean sheet. But if Lautaro Martinez ends up being available, they might sneak one in with our I'll say, B team defense, because we don't have Koundé, we don't have Araujo, we don't have Bellerin, who would be a preferred right back over starting one of our left backs in that position. So either way, we'll see, folks. We'll see. I'm so excited for this match. Chris E., good morning to you, sir, says, I think Xavi will play a back 3, Alonso Garcia, Christensen. It's very possible. We could see that, but, well, Alonso Garcia and Christensen. So no Balde for you, huh? And if that is the case, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if that is the case, whoops, there we go. If we went with a 3-back here, then either Balde would play a left wing, or we would bring on a Ferran Torres or an Ansu, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do that. We'll see. Potentially. Xavi might have a trick up his sleeve. He really might. He might have been sort of holding his cards close to his chest against Mallorca, not wanting to show too much to Inter Milan before going into the San Siro. So you might be onto something, Chris. You'll see. He says Balde is left wing back and Dembele doing the job on the right wing with Lewandowski and Ansu up front. Maybe. I'll say maybe. Dr. Yui says Roberto is a safer option. Balde made a few mistakes that, if made in the UCL, could cost us. You guys, you got to go back and watch Sergio Roberto playing at right back the last few seasons when he was not injured, okay? He had longer injury spells than Dembele. Anyway, I love Roberto. He's a club legend. He will always have a place on the team because of La Remontada. At the same time, he lacks pace. He has a hard time closing down. He's going to get caught upfield if he joins in the attack. Words. I'd rather see Roberto in the midfield, to be honest. Sam says 2-0, Lewandowski and Pedri, with Dembele getting 2 assists. Okay. All right. I'd love to see it. I think Dembele needs a good turnaround here. He needs a top performance. He needs to get a little spark going, because I'll tell you what, against Bayern, Dembele was a no-show. Absolute no-show. Tough defense, sure, going up against Alfonso Davies for half the match. But he was going up against Pavard for the other half. So got to do better. This could be the breakout. Who knows? This could be the match that Barcelona really come into fruition, despite the injuries, not having De Jong in the midfield, not having Araujo and Koundé in particular, Memphis and Bellerin less so, but De Jong, Koundé, Araujo are 3 big names that we're missing. Despite that, Barcelona can come into the San Siro. We can get 3 points. If we get a clean sheet, even better. But 3 points gives us a little bit of breathing room. Then we'll have Inter come to the Camp Nou. Then we'll have Bayern Munich coming to the Camp Nou. Then we wrap things up against Victoria. Am I right, or do I have that backwards? I'm pretty sure that's right. Let me double check myself. We'll jump over. We'll go Barcelona Champions League. I'll make sure I have those fixtures correct. I believe I do. Yeah, we got Inter today. Then Inter again on October 12th. Then we have Bayern on the 26th. And then we close things out November 1st. I can't believe we're already in the month of October. And by the time Champions League wraps up, it's going to be November. Then we're going to take a little break, and it'll be World Cup time. Unbelievable. We're basically going from Champions League group stage to World Cup back into Champions League knockout rounds once that is done. It's going to be a wild few months of football, my friends. We're probably going to start expanding a little bit on this channel, particularly World Cup time. We'll cover some USA. We'll cover some Spain. We'll cover some Argentina. And then there'll probably be some Cinderella team that we jump on the bandwagon and start supporting. So lots coming on this channel. Another reminder, my friends. Actually, we can probably pull this up. If I go, I want to pull up this right here. Hang on. I had it. Where was it? Come on. There it is. Okay. My friends, and I will share out these links, of course, but if you follow me on Twitter, if you were paying attention to the post yesterday, you know that we've got a brand new podcast, returning. They've got 9 episodes in. I joined for the 10th, and now I am full-time with Pablo Woz Blanco and Buga Luis. We do a podcast called The Engine Room Podcast. You can find it on Spotify. We're going to be putting video clips up on YouTube. You'll see content on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. But Spotify and YouTube is going to be our main home. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you tune in every week. We're going to be talking about the wide world of football, not just Barcelona. We're going to be talking Bundesliga, Serie A, and of course, English Premier League. That is every week, every Monday. Find us on Spotify, find us on YouTube, find us wherever podcasts live. The Engine Room, me, Pablo, Buga. It's happening, my friends. Make sure you're tuned in. So that's the big news coming out of this channel. Of course, we're going to be live again later today. Barcelona hosting Inter Milan, live watch-along party. I got you covered for the match commentary. You won't miss any of the action. Come hang out with your fellow culés. We'll be live about 15 minutes-ish before kickoff. We'll get the energy going. We'll go from there, my friends. One more time, thank you for spending your morning with me. I appreciate you getting the day going in a positive way. Ovi, I see you, brother. Good morning to you. I want you to go out and do positive things, positive interactions, high fives, and hugs for whoever wants them, and then come back for the kickoff later today. Inter Milan versus Barcelona. Prashanth coming in right at the end there. It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. I hope you guys get to come back and hang out for the live watch along later today. Ovi says, to be honest, I really loved your podcast with Buga. Looking forward to the new podcast. Amen. Absolutely. Again, Engine Room podcast every Monday. Find us on Spotify, find us on YouTube, and then we are live here on the Undefeated channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Wake Up in Barça. But again, big one later today, Inter Milan, Barcelona, live watch along. I will see you then, my friends. Till then, like I said, positive interactions, lots of hugs and high fives. I'll see you later today, Inter Milan, Barcelona. I'm excited. Let's go. Visca Barça. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.